When you see this footage, what comes to your mind? If you are hating on the woman, watch to the end because you might be trapped in something. So, on 15 September, this video went viral with his OG post garnering over 4 million views in 24 hours. For a start, get this, we don't know what happened prior to this, and also the video is muted. Basically, on first view, it appears that a car on the left is trying to cut into the dashcam car's lane at the second link, and when it failed to do so, a passenger alighted from the car and stood in front of the dashcam car to stop the dashcam car from moving forward so that the other car can slowly cut into the lane. Now, during this period, the dashcam car inches forward even when the woman is in front of the car. The woman then fell down and injured herself, and the dashcam car hit the woman, and everyone blames the dashcam car for moving forward even when there's a woman in front. No, I'm kidding, the dashcam car inches forward and many people criticize the woman for cutting into the lane using her body. Soon, the woman posted her version of what happened, this time showing what happened before the incident. It turned out that the woman's car wasn't trying to cut queue. Instead, she was squeezed out of her lane by the dashcam car, which is why she got angry and went out to stop the dashcam car and also to confront the dashcam car about their intentions. Despite that, there were still comments criticizing her. Now, I don't choose sides, which is why I eat at Swensen's instead of Aston's. But there's just something that I need to address because I only see a few comments addressing this. It might seem like I'm playing the devil's advocate, but watch on to the end before you prepare rotten eggs to trap me lah. You see, before anything, you need to watch this.
Oi, why you cut queue? Oi, I ask you why you cut queue, you got me and act queue in front of me, can or not, you idiot? Oi! Chao de.
Who's in the wrong here? Sang or me? Now don't answer first. Let's go back to the same incident. Without looking at other aspects of the incident, have you thought of this? How dangerous is it for the dashcam car to inch forward when the woman is in front of the car? But why is it that people just comment on how dangerous it is for the woman to stand in front of the car and didn't comment much about how dangerous it is for the dashcam car to move forward when a person is in front? Maybe only. This is an example of how we fall into the system 1 thinking here. You see, we actually think with 2 types of mind. One is automatic, which we use 95 to 98% of the time. And while we say we don't automatically do things wrong, we do. Like when you see me outside and talk in such broken English, you won't believe our words immediately. But when you see Steve Laya from CNA saying the same thing, you believe him immediately. That, no matter how you deny, is true and you cannot control it. Just like you cannot control yourself when you walk past a bubble tea shop. People call it System 1. Yeah, seriously, it's just called System 1 thinking. Then, the other way of thinking is not auto. You need to think. But for that, because thinking needs a lot of energy, our mind usually don't use this system immediately. For example, when you see an influencer buying food for a homeless guy in Dronov and asking for donations to feed the guy, you almost donated until you think and realize there's no Dronov.
And spoilers buying food for the homeless when they should get permanent help from.
So thankfully you didn't donate cause you'll be donating to the influencer's lifestyle instead. That is system 2, and this needs lots of willpower and thinking. Our mind's default mode is system 1 because we're all lazy by default. If we can do it automatically, of course we will. Why think so much, right? If influencers firm their kind ass, just think that they're kind lah, why think so much? In fact, recently, OpenAI just released a new version of ChatGPT that thinks before giving out its answer. So loosely speaking, the old ChatGPT is system 1 thinking and the new ChatGPT is system 2 thinking. You can see real time how the new ChatGPT thinks before answering, which really takes much effort, but at least you'll give reasonable answer instead of saying that there are 2 R's in the word strawberry or the AI repeatedly drawing 6 fingers in a human hand. So, what has this got to do with the incident? Simple. When we use social media, we usually use it with system 1 because who the heck would want to think when we are lying on our bed or shitting in the toilet? This is especially true in this TikTok era where we are mainly fed with brain rot contents.
Skibidi stay.
Now, in the video, we only see the woman's face, we only see her back end, and most importantly, the dashcam car inching forward is very subtle. So our system 1 automatically associates her as a bad person. We won't tap into system 2 to think that she could have been run over or that something bad must have happened before that. Now, it's just that you think that I'm the only one in the wrong when I queue out with Sang earlier, or maybe forgot entirely that it's Sang who actually started it all. If you agree, just type Blue Cat likes to drink soda water so that we'll know that there are different views about this. So, what does that tell us? Don't fall into system 1 thinking so easily, even when you are consuming contents online. It's precisely because we rely entirely on system 1 thinking that we fall into scams or fake news. You can read more about these systems of thinkings by reading this book called Thinking, Fast and Slow. Also, you should watch this video to know more about the Rashomon effect. You will know why it's related to this incident. And also, thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it.